Hey guys, what's up? I'm the Rap Nerd, and today we'll review an album called Veni Vidi Vici by Smoke. Smoke is a rapper from New Delhi, India, who is a very prominent name in Indian battle rapping scene. Previously going by the name Smoke the Rapper, he was not only going hard on the stage, battling rappers, most notably defeating EMF, who is a top dog when it comes to battle rapping. But over time, he gained notoriety on music side of things by remixing some of the most popular songs during that time. His remixes of Drake's Dubby Freestyle and Krishna's Fall Off from his 2021 release are some of my favorite releases from Smoke. He has been working on his debut album for a while now. When I attended Seedhe Maut's concert in 2021, I got a chance to listen to him performing some of the newer material that eventually ended up being in this album. So I was lucky there. And here we are with a new album named Veni Vidi Vici in 2022. The title of the album meaning I came, I saw, I conquered. Smoke is really showing his A game. The album starts with VVV intro and Smoke is pouring his heart out. When he said, "Ye hai meri zindagi ka pehla chapter, padh lo aaj." We didn't need any stronger indication of where Smoke was going to take this album to. It sums up his journey from where he was to where he wants to be.
क्योंकि ये मेरी डेब्यू एल्बम जितनों ने काम करा इस पे थैंक यू वेल डन हर गाना बना ग्रेट जैसे अलेक्जेंडर तुम चाहते थे कुछ नहीं अब मैं हूँ आंसर कहे छोड़ दे रैप है दमनी पर नहीं ये रुकेगी पेंसिल खुद ही करी है शुरुआत खुद ही लिखूंगा एंडिंग ऐसी करी बातें सबको लगती जेन्युइन घर बनी मेरा ये इंस्ट्रूमेंटल.
One thing that I love about Smoke is his energy level. I remember when he performed this next song back in Gurgaon. Honestly, I did not know much of his music back then, but the way he was rocking the stage, it did not matter eventually. We all had a good time. The crowd was singing the hook with him. It was amazing. I'm sure that Smoke won a lot of fans there. He absolutely murdered it. And the song that I'm talking about is named Karenge. The song about sticking to his grind is well packaged with a good hook and a solid beat. Second verse definitely stands out for me when he didn't shy away from shouting out some of his peers from Delhi hip hop and crediting them that they were just as important in his growth. You can check the list, it's on your screen, do the work.
दिल्ली में सारे भाई गलत है या दिल्ली का सीन ही तो अलग है रेबल उसूर सा भी सीधे मौत वाई शक्ल सुकाब शब्द कोड और जिनका नाम नहीं लिया वो भी तो भाई तुम्हारे बिना राहुल की नहीं चढ़ाई.
The next song on this album is Hakse featuring Encore and Amir. Now this is one song where I was genuinely underwhelmed by what we got. See, Encore, Amir and Smoke, they all are great spitters. So when you expect them on the same track, I don't think it is wrong to expect that there would be a great bar fest. And like every rapper going super hard on the beat. Unfortunately, we did not get that. And that is one missed opportunity in my eyes. What's worst is that for what it is, it's pretty average. Like nothing really super engaging about it or entertaining to write about. Similarly, Bollywood with Savage was another track that was super underwhelming for me. First off, while Smoke's flow throughout the project has been good, on Bollywood, Smoke sound as if he's trying to catch up to the beat in the first few bars. And when he did, it wasn't good. Savage's feature was very forgettable. Credit to Smoke though, he had a very good line there which says, "Likhe anthems jaise Tagore ki poetry." But other than that, a very weak track from the get-go. Now, I know I skipped Bragg Freestyle, but it was for a good reason. Because while Hakse and Bollywood represented Smoke's rather not very good attempts at making more easy-sounding bangers, Bragg Freestyle showed Smoke at his best. He sounds hungry, and whenever he freestyles, it just captures your attention completely. Because his punchline and energy is what goes really well. And as he keeps going hard on this beat, giving punchlines on a very small track, he did it really well. Like check out some of these lines here, man. This song is really good.
रैप से ब्रेकफास्ट किंग हूं मैं एल्विस पहले से ऊपर है करते नहीं प्रैक्टिस चाहता ऑफेंसिव कॉपी या प्रेग्नेंट पावर में रहना पर नहीं पाए लेफ्टिस्ट.
The next track is Jashan featuring Encore ABJ. Now being a huge Encore ABJ fan, this was the first track that I listened from this album when it was released, and it did not disappoint. Encore ABJ killed that verse. It is crazy how he managed to balance his usual slick talk with some really good political comments, and then he went back to talk his shit. Like, you guys really need to hear this verse.
encore को जाने का कोई नहीं, जिसने भी कहा था जानू ना उन्हें, बस जानू बेजाने बेचारे पास आने का ढूंढे हैं बहाना। आंखों में देख के बोलूं मत चुदाना, नाम था क्या तेरा फलाना फलाना, पता ना बस होले फुर्ती से रवाना, रवैया ये लेके मत आना, भूल से तू पाएगा नहीं भुलाना।
It was great, and honestly, Encore ABJ was level above others in this album. Not because he had said something groundbreaking, but the way he packaged it with what he had to say, it was great. And credit to Smoke as well, he held his own on this record. But personally, Jashan is one of the best, if not the best song from this album. Another song that had a great replay value for me is Lakir featuring Kaab. First off, I think out of all the features in this album, Kaab is the one who brought something different and great out of Smoke. It took roughly 7 songs for him to present a song that is totally different from the themes of the album. You can check the hook right now.
पहले नहीं सुनते थे गाने, अब करते हैं रील्स भी, गाड़ी लेने वाला जिसमें जरूरत नहीं की इसकी, क्लबों में लेता मैं एंट्री देता फीस नहीं, तभी हम दोनों में फर्क है लकीर खींच दी।
Like if you notice, the beat is mellower, the melodies are great, and even Smoke's delivery is softer rather than just being very aggressive like he usually is. It's not a bad thing, I mean both the flows suit him really well. And as you can see, the result is a song that passes a vibe check. The hook is pretty good, and I think Kaab and Smoke have a really good chemistry, and like they should continue doing more music together. And like this is the kind of song that truly diversifies his Smoke's range here. Like he sounds very comfortable on this beat and this kind of vibe, and he did really well. So yeah, Lakir is another track which like I really enjoyed. Patashe kept the streak going for Smoke, and I was really impressed by how good Smoke's flow was during the beat switches, where the beat went from classic music sample that had him spazzing with that chopper flow, then the beat switches, he slows down, and then again the beat switches, he's rapping fast again, and then the beat switch. So overall it was like a good experience. Smoke showed how good of an MC he is. And speaking of MCing, Smoke, as he does, packed some really good punchlines in his verses. And yeah, also shout out to Smoke for that Married to the Game Stephanie McMahon line, like Triple H, the game, you know, it was a good throwback to the old days. Unfortunately, it did not last long, with Legend status featuring Harjas Harjai and Gang Gang following up. What bothered me in this album was that Smoke has his strengths, like spitting hard on the record and like give us some really introspective lyrics on slower beats. Like Smoke is a really skilled lyricist, but the problem is that whenever he tries to make a record that has a more widespread appeal or like little easier but for the crowd to digest, it just does not work out. And it happened again, like the same old like below average hook, forgettable verse, especially on the Legend status. Like I think Smoke wants to make songs to rock the crowd during concerts, but it just didn't work on this album for me. I'm not saying that he shouldn't do so, but he definitely needs improvement. Like for me, I think Harjas saved the song here, and in this case, Harjas sounded more comfortable on this beat than Smoke. And as for Gang Gang, man, like it's just weird at how different a song can sound in a concert than in an album, man. Like to be very honest, like I mentioned before, I did attend a concert where Smoke was opening, and he played this song there. He's played Gang Gang there. I'll attach, you can check the snippet as well if I can find the file. It was fun vibing to it in the concert, but I don't know, when I listen to this in the context of this album, it's just weird, loud chaos. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just that it doesn't click anymore. It just doesn't. Like maybe it's just me, and like not really Smoke's fault, but maybe it's just me, but I don't know how to explain it. It just did not click. Now, if you follow Smoke on Instagram, you'll know he's a big fan of Griselda Records. And why did I mention that? Well, when you listen to 30, the next track, I instantly knew that this is the kind of beat that an artist from Griselda Records, namely Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, Westside Gun would rap on. Coincidentally, Smoke got his two homies to spit on this track too. Griselda Records represent that raw, grimy sound of East Coast. And frankly speaking, hearing these three rappers rapping on these grimy beats was really refreshing. And both the featuring rappers spazzed the fuck out. Like, check these bars.
गैंग वही खाता होने वाले बुक सब अपना सर्कल ऑन टॉप छोटे जैसे गुम्बद ये पढ़ के लिरिक्स होते ट्रिगर खाते खुन्नस नाम सुन के पकड़े अपने कान जैसे नुसरत इज्जत मिल रही माथे टेके जैसे चारों धाम ओम शांति ओम डॉन वाला फ्लो शाहरुख खान.
Now, before I start Kafka, I think it's important to mention that yeah, I left Marathon, but the reason why I left Marathon is because I wanted to pair it with Kafka. The reason is, if you notice the structure of this album, like introduction, interlude and outro give us small tracks, but of Smoke giving us an insight of about who he is. We already discussed VVV intro, but in Marathon, it dived into how hard Smoke's road to success has been. From facing doubters, facing yourself, to wishing for better days ahead. Marathon is a very good track for us to be introduced not just to Smoke, but to Rahul as well. And to his credit, Smoke took it even further on Kafka. Look, Smoke's pen game is strong. There is no doubt about that. But if you still have questions, just check out how he opens this track.
खाली कमरा और वो उसमें आग उसी अब है दो लोग मैं और मेरी मायूसी मैं था चुप उसकी बातें ना रुकी अपने आने की वजह बता तो ही पता नहीं आएगी छोड़ ज्यादा सोचना तेरे सोचने से जल्दी आएगी मौत ना मन तेरा बड़ा है और दिल है साफ सा बांटता लिख के अपने दुख जैसे काफका.
And it's not just sounding vulnerable that makes an artist sound better. But Smoke is doing a great job of painting this picture of him talking about someone but is actually nothing but him and his thoughts alone. And how he has to tackle through this if he wants to achieve his ambitions. And when Smoke mentioned that this album will not just introduce you to Smoke but tell you who he is as a person, I think he meant it and he implemented it perfectly. Just check these lines about his uneasy nights during the days when he doubted himself. Even mention how he almost left making music. Well, I'm glad he didn't. And tracks like these always make me respect an artist more because you know what they have been through and it's overcoming their struggles that is inspirational.
नशे की आदत नहीं पर करने की है वजह बहुत सोच रहा 2 सालों से म्यूजिक का दूं मैं गला घोट दिया इससे प्यार इतना वापस मिला पूरा नहीं लगाने बैठूं मैं हिसाब डाल जिस्म में चूरा ही.
This is why I always highlight tracks where an artist display an emotional vulnerability because that's when you connect with them. Kafka is a great track and a very very good album closer. Overall, I think it's a good album. Like there is a plenty of variety and depending on what you're looking for, I think Smoke got you covered. I would definitely recommend you to try the album. I'm looking forward to what Smoke has in store. And I have really high hopes for him as well. I think he has a lot of potential and we will be listening, we will be hearing more from him in the future. So yeah, that was it. So that wraps up our review for Smoke's Veni Vidi Vici. Please tell me what you felt about this. What do you feel about this album? What points do you think I missed? What points do you think I made? What I should have addressed? What I didn't address? Let me know in the comments below. What are your favorite songs from this album? Tell me all that in the comment section. Follow the Rap Nerd on social media. The links will be in the description. Keep listening to music. Peace.